So we have uh, CAT 2023 Shift 1 Maths part. Let's start. So recall that log base a b equals to p means that a to the power of p equals to b. So here we have log x square plus 12 equals to 4, which means x to the power of 4 equals to x square plus 12. So that is x4 minus x square. So this would be factorized as x square minus 4 into x square plus 3. So that gives us x equals to as x is positive real number, so the solution which we are concerned with is x equals to 2. And so the second thing we are given is 3 log base yx. So another thing to recall, a log is equals to log p q to the power a. So this thing becomes log y x cube, and from this we get y equals to x cube. So that gives us y is 8. So x plus y is 10. So answer is D. So in the second question, we'll start by rearranging the terms. So we'll take this side here and we'll get x square plus 4xy plus 4y square equals to 0. Now notice that this thing is also a perfect square. It in fact can be written as x plus 2y squared. And here we have, so as x and y are real numbers, so this thing is a real number, this thing is a real number. So the squares of each would be non-negative. So if the sum is 0, that means both the individual terms are 0. That gives us x plus 2y is 0 and x minus 2y minus 1 is 0, which further gives us that x minus 2y is equals to 1. So the answer is B. So in this session we started by observing that this and this indeed will give us a perfect square, and that's how we proceeded with it. So in this one we'll multiply by the rationalizing factor for this, which will give us root we did this to get rid of squares on one side, and also notice that okay, let's proceed first. This is a plus b into a minus b, so it becomes a square minus b square. So a is root 5x plus 9, that square is 5x plus 9, minus b square is 5x minus 9. So this works for us as x gets cancelled, the terms of x gets cancelled, and this simply becomes 18. And on the other side we have 3 times So also we'll now rationalize by multiplying 2 minus root 2 on both the sides. First, okay. So this becomes 18 into 2 minus root 2 equals to 3 into 2 plus root 2 into 2 minus root 2 becomes 2 squared minus root 2 squared, which is 4 minus 2. So this becomes 6 and 6 gets cancelled, so we get 3 here. So we have this minus this equals to 3 into 2 minus root 2, and this plus this is 3 into 2 plus root 2. So solving, adding both these equations, we'll get 6 equals to root 5x plus 9. Which gives us 5x plus 9 equals 36. Ten x equals to 54. We need 10x plus 9, so that becomes 54 plus 9, 63, and the answer is root 63, which is 3 root 7. For the next one, we'll have to first find the prime factors of both the two. So let's start with that. 1 1 3 4 is equals to 2 into 567, which is 2 into 7 into 81, which is 3 to the power of 4. And 168 is 8 into 21, which is 2 cube, 3 into 7. So if this is a factor of this to the power of n, so that means all the powers here, all the powers of 2, the powers of 2 should be greater than 3, powers of 7 should be greater than 1, power of 3 should be greater than 1, because that's what is the meaning of, that's the meaning of something being divisible by another number. So that gives us 1134 to the power of n is 2 to the power of n, 3 to the power of 4n, and 7 to the power of n. So if this is divisible by this, so n should be at least 3, because only then 2 to the power of n and 2 to the power of 3 would satisfy this condition. So n is 3. So n is 3, so let's replace this by 3, which will make this so this becomes this, and now we need that this number divides 168 to the power of m. So 168 to the power of m is so here the identities we are using is a b to the power of p, the power of p into b to the power of p, and a to the power of p to the power of q, so e to the power of pq. These two rules will explain this step. So if this number is divisible by this number, then the corresponding exponents of the same basis should be greater. So corresponding exponents of this numbers basis should be greater than the exponents of this numbers basis. That is, m should be greater than 3. By this, using this, we get m is greater than equals to 12, and with this we get m is greater than equals to 1. So the answer is at least m should be at least 12 for this number to be divisible by this number. So we get m is 12. We are asked for m plus n, that becomes 15. So the answer is C. So we are required to find the number of integer solutions. So first observation, x equals to 0 satisfies this. So we already have one integer solution. Now also observe that if x equals to plus a for some natural number a satisfies this equation, then minus a would also satisfy this equation, because mod x will mod of minus a would become plus a, and x square minus a square is same as plus a square. So that's this is an even function. Okay, so without loss of generality, we'll assume that x is greater than 0, and that will give us a solution. And then if x equals to plus a satisfies, then x equals to minus a will also satisfy, and the number of integer solutions would increase by 2 in that case. So we get 2 times x, because x is greater than 0, mod x simply becomes x. As x is not 0, we can cancel the x out here. So we are left with 2 times x square plus 1 equals to 5x. That is 2x minus 1 into x minus 2 is 0. This is the factorization of this. So that gives x is equals to either x is half or x is 2. We are needed to find the integer solutions. So x equals to 2 is an integer solution. And as we noticed, if x equals to 2 satisfies, x equals to minus 2 will also satisfy. So we have 2 more solutions here and 1 solution here. So the answer is 3. Total 3 solutions. So to recall, mod x is the absolute value function. So this is x if x is greater than equals to 0, or minus x if x is less than 0. Okay. Be the 2 distinct roots of this equation such that alpha plus beta and so recall, here we have if a quadratic equation is ax square plus bx plus c, then sum of roots is minus b by a and product is c by a. So using that, we have a is 2, b is minus 6 and c is k, and alpha and beta are the roots. Then alpha plus beta is minus 6 by 2, which is 3, and alpha beta is k by 2, and these two are the distinct roots of this equation. So again, what we'll do is take the sum and product of these two, and we'll equate them to the sum and products of the roots from in terms of these coefficients. That is, we get So sum of roots of this equation is minus p by 1, that is minus p, and it should be equals to this plus this, and also the product is p, which is equals to 3 into k by 2. Adding these two equations, we get 0 is equals to 3 plus k by 2 plus 3k by 2, which is 2k. That gives us k is minus 3 by 2, and p is 3 by 2 times minus 3 by 2, which is minus 9 by 4. So 8 into k minus p is equals to 8 into 9 by 4 minus, which is 8 into 6 by 4. No, 18 minus 6 by 8. So which is 6. So the answer is 6. This we are given that minus 2 is one of the roots of this equation. If the other two roots are real, then the minimum possible non-negative integer value of r is. So we'll factorize this. We know one of the factors is x plus 2. So we'll have x square plus 2x square, but we need 2r plus 1. So that gives us 2r minus 1 x. Sorry. Yeah. So that will give us, this into this will be 4r minus 2x, but we need 4r minus 1x, so we have plus 1 here. Yeah. So we have factorized this. If the other two roots are real, so minus 2 is the root from this, and the other two roots would be from this quadratic equation. For the roots to be real, we need the d should be greater than equals to 0. That is b square minus 4ac. So b is 2r minus 1. So 2r minus 1 squared minus 4. A and c are both 1. So into 1 into 1. So that gives us 2r minus squared is greater than equals to 4. Minimum possible non-negative integer. So r equals to 0 won't satisfy. R equals to 1 won't satisfy. R equals to 2 would satisfy. So the answer should be 2. Moving on. Brishti went on an 8-hour trip. This is the final distance, and x was the initial. So the distance she traveled was 26862 minus x. So we are asked for the greatest possible average speed. So this is this. The average speed is the total distance she traveled divided by the total time she traveled for. And we are given that this is less than 110, which gives us that the total distance she traveled is less than 8 into 110, which is less than 880. So we need to find the maximum distance she traveled. So that is we need to find the smallest x satisfying this condition, which is also a palindrome. So I think that will be 26062. Yeah, I think this should be this. So the total distance she traveled is 800 kilometers for an 8-hour trip. So the average speed becomes 100 kilometer per hour. The answer should be B. As x needs to be a palindrome, if we say change the any other number, so if we say decrease this, we make this from 6 to 5, then this digit will also change, and thus the distance she traveled would increase by at least 1000, which we cannot do because the distance she traveled is less than 880. So the answer is B. Hang on. Let's start with drawing the hour end and minute end. The minute hand is at 48 minutes. So say this is the center. This is 12 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 6 and 9. 48 am, 48 minutes is 48 upon 60, which is 288 degrees. So this minute hand is here, and this major angle being 288 degrees. This is the minute hand. The hour end should be, so this 30 degree is 7, this 30 degree is 8, and of the next 30 degrees the clock has covered a fraction of 48 by 60, which is 4 by 5, which is 24 degrees. So the hour end is there and this angle is 24 degrees. So this is 6, this is 72, 90 minus 72 is 18 degree. So the hour end and the minute hand have an angle of 24 degrees in between them. This is the clock. Now we want the angle to be increased by 50 degrees, 50%. So that is 24 into 1.5, which is 36 degrees. The angle should become 36 degrees after some time t. So let t be the minutes passed after which the angle is 30 degree, after which angle becomes 30 degree. I am not writing that up. Okay, so the angle of the minute hand would be increased by t upon 60, right? So t upon 16 to 360 degrees, because in every 60 minutes the minute hand completes the entire rotation. 360 degree rotation, and the R end would be I would move by T upon 60 into 30 degrees. So the difference between these two uh, should be the difference that the increment which we need, which is 12 degrees, because let's so this is the change of the angle of minute hand. So the final angle of the minute hand from, say, this would become 288 plus this, and the R end would be 288 minus 24, which was 264, plus this. So the difference between these should be 36 degrees. So that gives us 288 over plus T by 60 into 330 equals to 36. So this is 24 degrees. This will give us, this becomes 12. 0 gets cancelled. So that gives us T into 33 equals to 72, which gives us T equals to 72 by 33 minutes. So that becomes 24 by 11 minutes. So the answer is B. So the key idea here is in T minutes, the position of the minute hand would change by this much angle, and the position of the R hand would change only by this much angle. So yeah, in this one we have each of the girls have the same marks, and let that be G, while each of the boys have the same marks, let that be B. So the total marks becomes 4G plus 6B. The average would be 4G plus 6B upon total number of students, that is 4 plus 6, that is 10, and this is 24. That gives us each of the girls, okay, no, if the marks of any girl is at most double the marks of any boy, that gives us G is less than equals to 2B, but not less than the marks of any boy, that is it's greater than equals to the marks of any boy, which is B. So G is greater than equals to B. So we get this inequality, and we have this. So this gives us 2G plus 3B is 120. Multiplying this inequality by 2, we get 2B is greater than less than equals to 2G is less than equals to 4B, and then we'll add 3B to this inequality, which will give us 5B which gives us as this is 120, gives us 5B is less than 120, then equals to 7B. That from this we get B is less than 24. From this we get B is greater than equals to 120 by 7. So we are required to find the total marks of 2 girls and 6 boys, which is 2G. We know that 2G plus 3B is 120, so this becomes 2G is equals to 120 plus 3B. So to find the distinct integer values, we just need to find the distinct positive integer values of 3B. So we have this, so we can say that 360 upon 7 so This is 51 3 by 7. So that gives us the distinct possible integer values of 3b are from integers from 52 to 72. So these are 21 integers. So the answer should be B. Okay, moving on. We done replacing the same amount with cocoa powder. Let's say to start with, we have y grams of coffee. Out of that, say in the first go we replaced x grams of it with cocoa powder. So this is y minus x and this is x. Then again x gram is removed from the new mixture and replaced by x grams of cocoa powder. So y minus x into x upon y becomes the new amount of cocoa powder. No, sorry. Y minus x into x upon y is the total fraction, is the fraction of cocoa powder of the total mixture which is removed. So of that this is the fraction of the remaining coffee which was removed. So the y minus x minus y minus x into x upon y becomes the fraction of is the amount of coffee which is remaining in the coffee jar, because x upon y is the total fraction of powder removed from the total fraction of the mixture removed from the jar. So of that this would be the amount of coffee removed. So this would be the amount of coffee remaining. So this is y minus x into squared minus x into 1 minus x by y, which is y minus x squared upon y. So this is the amount of coffee in the mixture. That means y, which was the total amount, total capacity of the jar, minus y minus x squared upon y is the quantity of cocoa. And we are given that the ratio of these two is 16:9. That is y minus x squared so this y goes down, so this becomes y minus x squared upon y square minus y minus x squared. So that gives us 9 times y that gives us 25 times y minus x squared equals to so this gives us y equals to 5x. Ratio of cocoa in mixture P. So cocoa in mixture P is X upon the cocoa in mixture Q is y minus x squared by y. So that becomes, so we have y upon x equals to 5, or rather let's say this becomes xy upon y square minus x square plus 2xy, that is 2xy minus x square. And y is equals to 5x, so we substitute this here, we get x into 5x upon 2x into 5x minus x square, which is 5x square upon 9x square, which is 5:9. So the answer is C. So the salaries are in the ratio of 5:6:7. So let that be 5x, 6x and 7x. So the salaries of these three are this. In the first, let's say Sita, Geeta, Meeta, initial salary is 5x, 6x and 7x. In the first year they get salary hikes of 20%. So 1.2 times 5, which is 6x. 1.25 times 6. 1.25 into 6 is 7.5x. And Meeta also gets 20%, which is 1.2 times 7x is 8.4x. In the second year, Sita and Meeta get salary hikes of 40%, and so 4 into 1.4 into 6 is 8.4x. Salary of Geeta is something. Meeta gets salary hike of 25%, so 1.25 into 8.4, which is 5/4 into 8.4, 10.5. So her salary becomes 10.5x. And salary of Geeta is the mean of the salary of the three. Which gives us so her salary becomes 9.45x. Then the salary hike is 9.45 minus 7.5 upon 7.5, which is 945 minus 750 upon 750%, which is that is 26%. So the answer is A, 26%. So Geeta sells two objects A and B at the same price. So let that price be X. She makes a profit of 20% on object A. So the cost price of A should be X upon 1.2. And a loss of 10% on object B. That is, if the cost price of object B is B, then B minus X upon B is equals to 1/10. So b is equals to 0.9x. So 9b is equals to 10x, which is b is equals to 10 by 9x. Sold at an equal price and a profit of 10% is made on the object B. That means the new selling price is 1.1 into 10 by 9x x. So then the profit on A would be 11 by 9x minus 5 by 6x upon 5 by 6x. X gets cancelled. We are left with 66 minus 45 upon 54 into 5. Sorry. By 5 by 6. So this comes down, this goes up. This becomes 66 minus 45. 6 upon 54 into 5. So this 6 gets cancelled. We are left with a 9 here. So this is 21 by 45, which is 7 by 15. So in percentage terms, it would be 7 by 15 times 100, which is 140 by 3, which is 47%. The answer is B. So this step was selling at a loss of 10%, means the cost price minus selling price upon cost price is 10 by 100, which is 1 by 10. X was the selling price of the initial selling price of both the objects. This meant that X minus cost price by cost price is equals to 1 by 5. That gave us 5x minus 5 cost price equals to cost price, which gave us 5x equals to cost price is x upon 1.2 for A. So that's the calculation for this step. And then we proceeded in straightforward manner. It was rather straightforward question. Moving on. So let's say this is town A, this is town B. Arvind goes from here to here, Surbi goes from here to here. So let's say they meet at this point. From this point onward, Arvind takes 6 hours and Surbi takes 24 hours. Okay. If Arvind is traveling at a speed of 64 km per hour, then this length becomes 64 into 6. 54 into 6, which is 324 kilometers. So this is 324 kilometers. Let's say this distance is d, then if this distance is d, then the time taken by Arvind to travel this was t upon 54, and in that same time Surbi traveled 324 kilometers in her speed, let's say s. And we are also given that d is in fact equals to as Surbi took 24 hours to travel the distance, d should be 24 into her speed s. So substituting we need to find the distance. So let's substitute S in terms of D here. So we have S times D equals to 324 times 54, and S is D by 24. So D into D upon 24, that gives us D square is equals to 324 into 54 into 24. So this is 9 times 36 into 54 is 9 times 6, 24 is 6 times 4. So D is this root, under root of 9 into under root of 36 into under root of 9 into under root of 36 into under root of 4. So this is 9 into 7, 36 into 2, which is 9 into 72, 648. This plus 324 kilometers is the total distance from A to B, which is 972. So the answer is 972 kilometers. Okay, so in this we'll start with this fact that Kamal takes twice as much time as Amal to do the same amount of job. So if so basically Amal is twice as fast as Kamal. So let Kamal's work per day be K. So Amal's becomes twice of that, that is 2K. And the three are in harmonic progression. That gives the work per day of Sunil is the harmonic mean of Kamal and Amal's, which is 2 times. So the harmonic mean of two numbers A and B is 2AB upon A plus B. So here A is 2K and B is K. So this becomes 2 into 2K times K upon 2K plus K. So this becomes 4K by 3. So the rate at which Sunil does something is 4K by 3. The work per day of Sunil is 4K by 3. If Amal works for 4 days, then the work he'll do would be 4 times 2K. That is the number of days multiplied by the work he does in a day. Plus Sunil works for 9 days, so that becomes 9 into 4K by 3. Plus Kamal needs to work for 16 days. This is the total work that the job needs. So this becomes 8K plus 16K, that is 24K, plus 9 into 4K by 3 is 12K. So this is 36K. So the total work that job needs is 36K. Then the number of days Sunil will take to finish the job working alone becomes 36K upon the work he does in 1 day, that is 4K by 3. So this becomes 36K into 3, which becomes 27. So the answer is 27. On the next question, Anil invests rupees this for 6 years in a certain scheme with 4% interest per annum compounded half yearly. So that becomes 22,000 into 1 plus, or rather 1.02, and it's compounded half yearly, so it becomes 2% interest in 6 months, and compounded half yearly for 6 years. There are 12 cycles. And Sunil does the same, 22,000 into 1.02 to the power of 10, because it's for 5 years, and the entire amount is then deposited for 10% simple interest, so that is 1.1. Oh, acha. Sunil's investment is something else. So let's say this is S. So these two are equal. So that gives us 22. 02 to the power of 12 is equals to S into 1.1 into 1.02 to the power of 10. So this gets cancelled and we are left with a square term here. And this gets cancelled. This becomes 20,000. So this is 20,000 into 1.02 squared. It's 20,000 into 1.0404. So the amount becomes 20808. So this is our answer. So if 4% interest per annum compounded half yearly, so half year interest would be 2%, and compounded half yearly, that means there would be 2 cycles in a year, so 6 years means 12 cycles. So that's the principal into the interest amount. Interest rate would be the total amount, and similarly we do that for this and we get our answer. So here we are given a circle x square. So this is x plus 2 squared plus y minus 3 squared equals to 16. So this is our circle. So the radius of the circle is 4. Then the L be the locus, that is the equation of the curve from which the pair of tangents to C are having an angle of 60 degree in between. So let's say if we have a circle of radius r and we have another point such that the angle between the tangents is 60 degree. So this is 60 degree, this is say r, then we join this point P with the center C. So we know by the properties of tangents and this all, so this angle is 30 degree, it's in fact the angle bisector. This is 90 degree. So r upon PC is equals to sine 30 degree, which is half. That gives us PC is 2r. So that means that if a point is at a distance of 2r from the center of a circle, then the tangents drawn from that point to the circle would would contain an angle of 60 degree. So that means it is a concentric circle of twice the radius of our original circle. Is the curve is our required locus L. So that becomes x plus 2 squared plus y minus 3 squared. So the radius of this is 4, which means the radius of our locus L is 8. So that becomes 64. So this is our locus L. So this is L. So we are asked for the point of L which touches the line x equals to 6. So let's put x equals to 6 here. So we get 6 plus 2 squared plus y minus 3 squared equals to 64. 6 plus 2 square is 8 square, which is 64. So 64 gets cancelled here. So we are left with y minus 3 square equals to 0, which means that y equals to 3. So we are given a circle and a quadrilateral inscribed in it. So let's start with this circle. Okay. And the quadrilateral ABCD, which is something like this. So this is A, B, C and D, and we are given that AB is to CD is 2 is to 1. So let's say this is to A and this is A. BC is to AD is 5 is to 4. Let's say this is B, 5B and this is 4B. Okay. AC and BD intersect at the point E. So let's draw A, C. No, this is not at all. So yeah, let's say this is AC and this is BD. Not good at all. So anyways, so this is the point of intersection E. So as this is a circle, then the angle chord subtends at the circle at any point of the circle remains the same. So we have that this angle, if this angle is P, then this angle is P. This angle is Q, then this angle is Q. Then the chord BC subtends these angles. So if this is R, this is R, and AD subtends these angles. So this is S, this is S. Okay. Now using this we get the triangle ADE and BEC are similar, or rather AED, yeah, AED and BEC are similar. So we get AE upon BE equals AE upon BE equals 4B upon 5B. That is this upon this. The sides opposite to angle Q are the same as the side opposite to angle these two angles. And using the fact that triangle ABE and DCE are similar, we get AE upon CE. Wait a second. Or rather so BE and CE are both opposite to angle R. So we'll do that. So we get BE upon CE. So the sides opposite to angle R are same, the ratio would be the same as the side opposite to these two angles. So that is 2A by A. So now multiplying these two equations, so that this is multiplied by this, we get AE upon BE, BE upon CE, 4 upon 5, as B gets cancelled and here A gets cancelled, into 2. BE gets cancelled, we are left with AE upon CE equals to 8 upon 5. So the answer is C. Moving on. In a right angled triangle ABC, the altitude AB is 5 centimeter and the base BC is 12 centimeters. So okay, let's switch these two. This is 5, this is 12. P and Q are 2 points on BC such that the areas of triangle ABP, say this is P, let's say this is Q, or rather this is P and this is Q, such that are in arithmetic progression. So area of triangle ABP, let that be A. Area of triangle ABQ is A plus D, and area of triangle ABC is A plus 2D. Area of triangle ABC is half into 12 into 5, which is 30. area of triangle ABQ, or rather area of triangle ABP. We are given the area of triangle ABP is the area of triangle ABC upon 1.5. So that becomes 20, or that is 30 upon 1.5. That means the area of triangle ABQ becomes the arithmetic mean of these two, which is 25. So area of ABP is half into 5 into BP, which is 20. That gives us BP is 8. Area of triangle ABQ is half into 5 into BQ is 25, which gives us BQ is equals to 10. That means the length of PQ is 10 minus 8, which is 2. So the answer is 2. For some positive and distinct real numbers x, y and z, if this is the arithmetic mean of these two, okay, so that is 1 upon root y plus root z is equals to plus root z root x plus root y by 2. That is 2 upon root y plus root z So let's bring this here. We'll get 2 upon root y minus 1 upon root x plus root z 1 upon root x plus root y, which will give us 2 root x plus root z minus root y upon root y plus root z into root x plus root z which gives us 2 root x plus root z minus root y into root x plus root y so this thing becomes root x minus root y into root x plus root y is x minus y plus root x plus root z into root x plus root y equals to root y into root x plus root z plus root z into root x plus root z. So root z into root x plus, okay, sorry, wait, root x plus root z times root y gets cancelled. So we have x minus y plus x plus root x z equals to root x z plus z. So these two gets cancelled. So we are left with 2x equals to y plus z. So y, x, z are in arithmetic progression. So 20th answer is C. So in this there was nothing much to do, just start with the fact which is given and then manipulate based on the most obvious next step. Okay, the number of all natural numbers up to 1000 with non-repeating digits. So let's start with all the one digit numbers. So there are 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. So 9 plus all the 2-digit numbers with non-repeating digits. So in these two we have to fill 1 digits in both of the two blanks. We cannot keep 0 here as it is a 2-digit number, so we have 9 possible choices for here, and based on these 9, if so for this digit for this place we'll have uh, all the possible 10 digits minus the digit which we kept at the first tens place, so that becomes 9 into 9. So basically what I'm doing is, if I place 1 in the tens place, then in the ones place I can place any digit from 0 to 9 minus 1. So I cannot place 1 here, so of those 10 choices I'll remove 1, so I'll get 9 choices. If I place 2 in the tens digit, then in this I'll have 10 possibilities minus 1, which is the 2. So I can have 0 1 3 and so on. So these are 9 choices here. So plus 81, and then similarly for 3 digits I cannot keep 0 here, so I'll have 9 possibilities and 9 different cases. And in this I can keep any digit from 0 to 9, so these 10 digits minus the digit which I kept here, so minus 1 for the digit I kept here, so again 9. Again here I can have any digit from 0 to 10 minus 2 for both of these two numbers which I placed here, so it is 8. This is 81 times 8, so this becomes 81 times 9 plus 9, which becomes 82 times 9, which is 738. So the answer is D. So the final question: a lab experiment measures the number of organisms at 8 a.m. every day, starting with 2 organisms on the first day. The number of organisms on any day is equal to 3 more than twice the number on the previous day. So basically let the number on nth day be an, and what we have is an equals to so we have a1 is 2. The number of organisms on any day is 3 more than twice the number on the previous day. If the number of organisms on the nth day exceeds 1 million, which is 10 to the power of 6, if n is, so we have 2 7 17 and so on. So this is the progression. So what we'll do is to find our sequence, the nth general term. So we'll multiply this equation by 2 and so on. So finally this equation will be multiplied by 2 to the power of n minus 2. Okay, So this is multiplied 2 to the power 0, the second is multiplied 2 to the power of 1. So n minus 1 of the equation will be multiplied by n 2 to the power n minus 2. And we'll add all these equations. So what will happen is, we have 2an minus 1 here, we'll have 2an minus 1 here, so these will get cancelled. We'll have 2 times 2an minus 2 here, and the next would be 4an minus 2. And these two would get cancelled. So at the end what we'll be left with is an equals to 3 into 1 plus 2 plus 2 to the power n minus 2 from here, plus 2 to the power of n minus 2 into 2 a1. So that is 2 to the power n minus 1 into a1 is again 2. All the rest ans would get cancelled. So an minus 1, an minus 2, an minus 3, an minus 4. At the end this would be get cancelled from 2a2 into 2 to the n minus 3. So this is the general nth term. So an is equals to 3 into first term. Okay, this is n minus 2, and so this is 2n minus 1 minus 1. So sum of first p powers of 2 is 2 to the power p plus 1 minus 1. So this is 5 into 2 to the power of n minus 1 minus 3. This should be greater than equals to 10 to the power of 6, which means so 2 to the power of n is greater than equals to, we can round this off, 400,000. No, that's not. So n to the power n to the power of 10 is 1024, and n to the power of 12 is 4048, sorry 4096. So multiplying these two will be more than this. So 2 to the power of 22 should be greater than equals to this, and I think 2 to the power 21 would be less than this. When you will have calculator, you can simply take the logarithm of both the sides. We'll get n log 2 greater than equals to log, so n should be greater than equals to log this by log this, and I think the answer would be 22. So the answer is 22. No, the answer is 19. Let's take the logarithm. Log okay, so log this upon log 2 comes out to be approximately 18.6, so n should be greater than equals to 19. So the answer is 19. The answer is 19.